Hello, Year 7. It's Mr. Lodge here. So we're looking at seasons, and we've discussed some of the different seasons in Thailand. Very different to the seasons that you see in European countries, which is where this textbook is kind of set, if you like. Now, after that discussion, I want you to make notes on some of these points here. And I'll just start my pen, my ink pen, here we go. So your title for these notes and keywords will be changing seasons, and we're learning about how organisms adapt to seasonal change. We've looked at daily changes in the ocean and the tidal zone. Now we're looking at seasons, how they change over the year. So some really good things that we need to start off your notes. For your notes, yeah, and this might actually help you with some of the keywords. So first things I want you to do is just write down for your notes. Conditions in a habitat change with the seasons. Some living things live through winter by hibernating, migrating, or becoming dormant. Other things have adaptations that help them survive. Okay, so some of these keywords that we're going to come across is dormancy. So what is dormancy? Dormant. So actually, organisms become dormant. They become inactive. They shut themselves down, or they reduce the number of living processes that happen, or they reduce the activity of living processes during the winter months, maybe when it's too cold. Trees, for example, in the northern or deciduous or sort of temperate zones, like in Europe, trees are deciduous, or a lot of trees are deciduous. So they lose their leaves in the winter. So in the plant, you can see here in that image, in the winter, the tree's lost its leaves, but in the summer, they grow back again. Okay, so that's deciduous. Hibernation is another strategy organisms use. They actually hibernate or become dormant during the winter. Here's a dormouse here, hibernating. They feed during the summer, put on loads of weight and loads of fat reserves, and then they become more dormant or hibernate during the winter. So it's kind of like a sleep. They can wake up during this period, but they'll be very groggy and very soon go back to sleep again. Okay. Migration. So if there's an area where resources become very low in the winter, like in this image here, you can see there's not a lot of food, it's very cold. Organisms can migrate. Birds are very good migrators because they can fly large distances, right? Swallows, for example, they move to another habitat with better conditions, right? So that's what migration is, and a lot of organisms do that. Excuse me, do that. Not just for cold. If there's a very dry period in, for example, in Africa, the wildebeest follow the rainfall in Africa in order to follow the growth of new grass. So they've always got something to eat. Okay. So there's an example, migration. Predator is an animal that hunts and feeds on other animals. And a prey animal is hunted by a predator for food. So that's something from the last topic. Maybe you want to recap on those. All right, so same thing. Again, question A. Why do many plants become dormant in winter? Write down the question and then find the answer within this bit of text here. Okay. Pause, try and find the answer. So why do plants become dormant in winter? Usually because there's much less sunlight. And they can only make very little food in the winter in Europe, so plants adapt by becoming dormant and losing their leaves. Question B. How do you think the dormouse prepares for hibernation? Pause the video. Try and find the answer in this text here. Okay, winter is a difficult time. It's cold and food is hard to find as well. So many animals during the summer and autumn, store food as fat reserves when food becomes scarce. They can then survive on those fat reserves that they've built up over the summer and autumn periods. A dormouse is a good example. Okay, so there's 2 questions. I'm going to stop the video there, and we're going to bring you back into the classroom as a group together to do a Socrative quiz based on the work that's here. Okay, thank you very much.